Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's THEWFIA.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Again, everybody, back in action with the 1987 Supermod. I am your host, as always, Brad Drake, and this is the World Wrestling Federation. And tonight, everybody, the WWF has a house show in Tacoma, Washington at the Tacoma Dome. This is real because this really took place. We are not going to use any broadcasters. It's just a straight-up house show, so we're good to go. On this date in history, in 1987, the WWF did run the Tacoma Dome, and we're going to run the real card here. So absent workers, nothing but what we expect. And backstage incidents, Chief Jay Strongbow and Mario Mancini doing their thing, and Randy Savage with Dusty Wolf with their protege stuff going on. And I'm telling you, Dusty Wolf has got one hell of a head of hair. All right, let's take a look at our card for tonight, everybody. This is the legit card for the evening here in the Tacoma Dome. In our opener, we're going to see the Jumping Bomb Angels challenge the Glamour Girls for the World Women's Tag Team Championship. Speedy Delivery Jones, SD Jones, is going to face Tiger, Chung Lee. Jerry Allen and Steve Gatorwolf will battle Bob Orton and Don Muraco. Scott Casey, Cowboy Scott Casey, will face the Natural, Butch Reed. Dangerous Danny Davis is going to lock horns with Koko Ware, continuing their feud. Ken Patera is going to face Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. In our semi-main event here, everybody, we're going to see Billy Jack Haynes wrestle Hercules in a chain match. That's right, a chain match. And of course, we are not too far from Portland, Oregon, where Billy Jack Haynes and Ken Patera are from. Of course, Ken Patera was not from Portland, I don't think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In our main event, the Macho Man Randy Savage is going to battle Hulk Hogan for the heavyweight championship of the world. You know what time it is. I know what time it is. Let's get to booking. All right, the Glamour Girls versus the Jumping Bomb Angels here. And I don't know if the Jumping Bomb Angels have even gotten a win yet over the Glamour Girls. So we are going to give them that win, and it is going to come via DQ. Both these teams are lightning fast, good women's wrestlers, and Judy Martin is unhappy. I don't care. We got to get some heat for the baby faces here. As I said before, I was not a fan of women's wrestling as a kid, but I did enjoy these two teams, and I have specific memories of these two teams because they were both lightning fast. All right, SD Jones versus Tiger Chung Lee here. And both these two gentlemen have been around for a great deal of time at this point. Here is SD Jones. Here is Tiger Chung Lee. And according to the record, SD Jones got the victory here. He's going to get the win here in the Supermod. All right, up next, Jerry Allen and Steve Gatorwolf. I think they're going 12 minutes also. They are. So here we go. Allen and Gatorwolf. And of course, they're taking on Orton and Muraco. Pretty interesting story about Steve Gatorwolf. I guess Steve Gatorwolf actually had really high hopes coming in to the WWF. They were going to use him as a replacement for the aging out Chief Jay Strongbow. I don't remember exactly what happened, but something happened where Steve Gatorwolf messed up really bad during a match, and that was it. He was enhancement talent from there on out. All right. Don Muraco, also known as the Magnificent Muraco, is going to get the victory here for his team. Next, we have Scott Casey and Butch Reed. Here is Scott Casey. Here is the natural Butch Reed. And this was kind of funny how the WWF would do this. They were running 3 shows a night, so you could see when they're using lesser talent against names to fill a card. That's definitely what they're doing on this show. All right, Danny Davis and Koko Ware, and they're going to go 14. And here we are, Dangerous Danny Davis. And Koko Ware. We, of course, are going to have Koko Ware get the win here. Babyface gets the payoff. Bam, there we go. All right, up next, Ken Patera and Paul Orndorff. And believe it or not, Ken Patera actually got the win for real here. Orndorff had been out for some time with that serious injury. He wasn't quite the same when he came back. And Kenny Patera goes over Paul Orndorff here, everybody. Ooh. Orndorff is unhappy. We're going to keep it real. All right, Billy Jack Haynes and the Mighty Hercules here are going to go 18. And it's going to be a chain match. And remember, when you announce a gimmick match, you do it right. It's not just a chain match, it's a chain match. So here is Haynes, and here is Hercules. Very, very good wrestler. And Billy Jack Haynes is going to get the win here. Again, close to home, Northwest region. Billy Jack Haynes with the W. All right, here comes our big main event, everybody, and it is a big main event. We have Savage versus Hogan. World Heavyweight title is on the line. Here is the Macho Man. Here is Hulk Hogan. And I would imagine this match in 1987 consisted of Randy Savage bumping around like a ping pong ball for Hogan. And it was probably an outstanding bout. 2 major showmen here. All right. Just over 2 hours and 15 minutes for this show, everybody. And let's see how we do. This is an exciting one. All right, the Jumping Bomb Angels get the win by disqualification. 39 overall for these two teams. Kind of surprised that it dropped that much. You got 3 ladies over 50 here. But hey, I guess that's the way it goes. Red Text the Doom drops the score down. SD Jones gets the win over Tiger Chung Lee with that headbutt. 55 and a 44 gets us a 40. Red Text the Doom here, everybody. Look at that crowd. 20,000. Almost 21,000. Wow. All right, Allen and Gatorwolf fall victim here to Orton and Muraco. Magnificent Muraco gets the win with that tombstone pile driver. Good performance for Orton and Muraco. Lots of green. Green equals money. All right, up next, we have Scott Casey and Butch Reed. Butch Reed gets the win with that shoulder tackle. And Scott Casey goes down once again. 74 and a 58 gets a 72 overall. Pretty good score. Hey, Davis and Koko Ware get a 73 here. That's a lot more than I expected. And Koko Ware gets the win again here with the Bird Buster, formerly known as the Ghostbuster, 76 for Koko. Up next here, we have Kenny Patera and Paul Orndorff. And Ken Patera outscores Paul Orndorff here and gets the win with that Patera hug, 71 overall. All right, up next here, we have Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules in that chain match. And I don't know how the hell this one dropped down to 75 with an 81 and a 79. And all we have is Bonus City here. Well, everybody, all you could do is chalk this up to an old-fashioned TEW screw job. That's all you can chalk it up to. We're at least 5 points less than we should be. These two had a great match, 81 to 79. There's no takeaways. We're straight Bonus City here. And we end up with a 75. Let's see if they screw us on the main event. And they definitely do not screw us on the main event here. 100 and a 97 gets us a 99. Outstanding score here, everybody. And I know there's at least one guy in particular that watches these videos that's going to go, "You're cheating! That's a BS score! Yeah!" Now, you think about this here. Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan in 1987. That's about as good as it gets in crowd heat and everything else. So I'm going to tell you what. For those of you that are detractors of this show, of this save, of this mod, I'm going to defend this one. You're not going to find a better match in 1987 with this much time to make it a good match than Savage and Hogan. Look what they did at WrestleMania 5, which is just 2 years later. All right, enough said. We're going to finish this one up. Get a 95 overall, gaining some popularity in the region. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. No reason to do any speeches. And we're going to make our adjustment here. And we're moving on to St. Paul here. So we've jumped from Chicago to Tacoma to St. Paul. Now, in actuality, I think the WWF ran another show in Kansas, which made sense. Chicago to Kansas over to St. Paul. But, you know, we can't do that in the game. We can only run one show a night, so that's fair. World Class has gone to war with Crockett. Uh-oh. Honky Tonk Man is doing some work in the UWA here. Remember, we formed that alliance, which the WWF did loosely have. Not really, but we did it. All right. Scicluna is going to go do some work in Atlantic Grand Prix. Good for him. Primetime Wrestling got almost 6 million viewers. And I can guarantee you that in 1987 on Monday nights, I was watching Primetime Wrestling. My dad had Sundays and Mondays off. He worked second shift. We would have a family dinner on Monday nights usually. And then we would go downstairs. And my dad and at least 2 of my brothers and I would watch Primetime Wrestling. And it was great. All right, Alex Knight got hurt. Chris Zarna is hurt. Yamazaki is tired. Well, that's her problem. All right, everybody. We have a day off here in the game. And believe it or not, the WWF has a day off. And then we're going to move along to St. Paul, Minnesota, running in AWA territory. So for those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a message below. Let us know you found the channel, what you think of us so far. Check us out on social media, facebook.com/group/1987supermod. You can also find us over on Reddit under the subreddit of TEW 2020 Friends. Don't forget, we're also on Discord under 1987 Discord. Check us out on Patreon for just $5, everybody. The price of a cup of coffee. You can get access to version 10.1 of the Supermod, all of our spreadsheets, all of our shows, early and YouTube ad-free, not to mention so much more. Just $5 a month, everybody. Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. Last but not least, everybody, don't forget about Wrestling Fans International Association. It is free to join and gets you a free digital subscription to Wrestling Fan News. That's the WFIA.org. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.